Good morning. We are here to do another blog entry. But first, I want to touch base on a few things. I'm still in Tucson, Arizona. The weather is amazing down here in the wintertime. I think it's about 70 to 80 during the day and 45 to 55 at night. So it's really great. I have a program coming up on this Sunday at the Yoga Connection here in town, which is very exciting. And let's see, I've been working on some books. The workbook that was supposed to come out with the first book kind of got delayed, but it should be out hopefully in the next few days. It should be on Amazon and the different platforms that it's available on with the original book. It'll have a lot of different interesting exercises that you can try at home and use in your devotion and your meditation and see how they feel for you. It should be a great tool. And again, when you're using it, the parts that help you, be sure and use them. And the parts that don't worry about making yourself try and use them. Because if it doesn't help you grow your love for God, set it aside. You might grow and you might shift, and later it may, but don't try and do everything that's listed there. Find the part that helps you the most and stick with it until you feel your growth start to level off some, and then explore the others again. So that's a good rule of thumb. You got to follow what helps you grow your love. So, all right, here we go. So we're going to do another blog entry. And now this blog entry is from almost exactly a year ago when I was in the exact same place I am now. Still blows my mind. I'm exactly a year behind myself. So here we go. Blog entry 163 from February 3rd of 2025. I'm learning to overcome a deeply ingrained response from living in duality, the belief that whenever bliss or happiness arises, discontent, pain, or suffering must inevitably follow. This is a central part of the spiritual path requiring strong faith in Krishna. When Krishna is truly near, the extreme bliss comes, and it comes in and out, and then the beginning you can't really control it. It shows up like a freight train of sparkles and rainbows, sweeping through every part of you. It's seriously true right there. I noticed that at the peak of this bliss, my body often reacts with these intense responses, even though they aren't ultimately real. Yet for now, they present a real challenge and necessary hurdle to overcome in order to grow beyond my current limitations. Krishna has been clear in my meditations that this is non-negotiable to reduce or resist this bliss. At this stage of the journey, confronting and moving through these reactions, fully surrendering to the experience is essential. So this is actually something that was really interesting, and it was quite a hurdle for me. This bliss would come in, and it would be so strong, it would be really overpowering. And imagine just sitting in a chair, right? In a room you've been in 1,000 times. Nothing has changed. And then imagine just being overwhelmed with like giddy joy bliss, like schoolgirl tee-hee, like giggling bliss inside and throughout your body, just like that. And that is sort of what it was like, and it was like that so much for so long, and it it didn't really waver much, and it didn't change much. And normally on the path before I got to the point where I had to work on allowing it in this way, I would just reduce it, because of living in duality, the material world. Everything's good with bad, right? So it's kind of good to be like, yeah, it's good, but it's going to have some challenges. And so that was deeply ingrained for me. And going from a place of duality to just pure love that didn't have the bad was really overwhelming for my mind and my senses, and it was really hard for me to relax into that and the understanding of it and the experience of it. It was just mind-blowing, holding that kind of space. What's really interesting is even like now, my meditation is really in the moment so much now, and I can't really leave the moment much in my meditation space. It's really connected with thoughts and flow, and Krishna's there with me, and now it's more integrated for me, so it's not as challenging or as overwhelming or giggling like some young school kid. I'm not. Those times still come for sure, but not all the time, and not in an overwhelming way. What's really wild now is the more I can relax into it now, the more I feel Krishna everywhere and just permeates everything, and it's incredible. Yeah. So, point being, when you're on your journey in the beginning, if the bliss is overwhelming, you can reduce it to just enough to help you feel nice, and then you go about your day and do your thing. And that works for a while. But then eventually you'll have to make even more space for it in your life. And that's going to be connected with some type of having to build more faith or more trust or work through something that is causing you to be cautious or get caught up in your mind or something like that. And so it's another level and another layer of growing closer to God and closer to Radha and Krishna in the allowing and the faith. Because ultimately this is breaking down our understanding of relationships, right? Because all of our relationships are based in material understanding. So in the material, it's an exchange. So you're going to get something for what you give. If you don't, then there's a problem. You have to monitor it. You have to watch it. You have to think about it. You have to be concerned with it. In our connection with God, it's different. In divine love and in divine relationship, it just flows and it just happens and it's natural and it's loving and it's supported by God and incredible. And it's just really different. And it takes a long while for us to break down our mental understanding of love and relationships, that material understanding that we have of those things. Because divine love and divine relationship are completely different things. There might be a little bit of similarities, right? Because there's a little bit of nice with material love, but in divine love and divine relationship, it's all nice. Even though we'll still be pushed to grow, and there'll still be challenges, and there'll still be purification and things like that, but it's all forward moving. And it's all growing our soul and our soul's connection to God. And so it's not like the material where we can just go in circles and it feels like we're not really moving anywhere, right? Because again, the divine love and the divine relationship, it's just totally different than the material one. Yeah. And it just takes a while for the experiences to chip away at us thinking that we know what it's going to be like, because our mind is going to go back into the script or that circular pattern of thoughts around relationships. Like if it looks like this, it's like that, it's like this, it's like that. So our mind is trying to identify it, but it's not going to be right about the divine relationship or the divine love. Yeah, and that's the biggest point. Okay, so this next blog entry was really simple, and it was blog entry 164 from February 6th of 2025. And so Swamiji often said, everything around you while traveling in Orange is offered you with love. Yesterday I had a clear living experience of this when Krishna moved someone's heart. Now this was really wild. I was in a thrift store, and I was trying to find more orange clothes. Now had I decided to put on saffron or orange 2 or 3 years ago, orange was in style, and it was in every store, everywhere, all the time. And then and then I didn't do it for a few years. And then last year when I put on orange, it wasn't in style. So I was trying to find more and more orange clothes or saffron, yeah? And so I ended up in this thrift store. And I was standing in line at this checkout, and there was a young fellow in front of me, and he had like a pile of black clothes, and he's wearing all black clothes. And I'm there with my little pair of orange shorts that I found on a shelf, and I'm wearing all orange at the time. And I started talking to him, and I was like, wow, you have a lot more options in here than I have. And then we just started laughing back and forth, and all of a sudden he's like, let me buy those. And I was like, you don't have to do that. And I was like, it's okay, He's like, no, let me buy those. And I was like, okay, sure. So he paid for my clothes, that one little pair of shorts, like $10 or $15 or whatever. And then that's it. We didn't talk anymore. And it was Krishna basically showing what Swamiji had said. Like, he just works through people, through their love, and they feel moved. And I don't know, it's just a loving exchange. So what's really cool is now when I see that those shorts come through, I feel the love. the love that they were offered and the love that was shared. It's really nice when I see those shorts. Yeah. I have a little, I think I call it a boggin. Some people call it a hat, little knit thing you wear on your head in the wintertime. Like some friends gave me one, and I can feel the love with it, and I wear it all the time, and when I wear it, I feel the love. And yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And then my teacher would just say, yeah, and then you're surrounded by love, because you feel the love in the things that people give you when they're given with love. It's just really cool. All right, well, that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. Radhe, 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 radhe. Radhe, 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 radhe. Radhe, 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 radhe.